Every church has a story of faith taking root, of community growing, of seasons of abundance and seasons of waiting. This is the story of a congregation that began as First Baptist of Harrison over 50 years ago. A church that has seen children grow up within these walls, families celebrate milestones, and faithful members serve for decades. Today, a congregation stands ready to embrace a new chapter of Grace Church, a story of renewal, hope, and the promise of children's laughter filling these halls once again. Our story begins on May 14, 1972, when a small but determined congregation held their first service in a brand new sanctuary. It was a milestone moment, the realization of a dream that had been years in the making. But to understand this moment, we need to go back even further, to the late 1950s and early 1960s when this vision first took root.
There had been a movement for a good while, but there were people all over that belonged to Southern Baptist churches, and together they had decided that we needed to have the Southern Baptist Church in this area. So we began to talk about it and have meetings, and the different pastors from the different churches began to get together and just started the movement.
The town hall was they danced on Saturday night. So the first thing you did, you had to go clean up the hall, sweep and set up the chairs and everything. So
building a church is more than constructing walls. It's about building community. Even in those early years, we can see the foundations being laid: children's choirs, youth groups, men's community groups, and baseball teams that brought families together. But perhaps no one understands the full journey like the charter members. They dug the foundation by hand, poured concrete themselves, and watched their vision take shape brick by brick.
We dug it by hand, and we put it down far enough that we could put a second floor on it eventually. So eventually,
they poured the concrete and smoothed it out themselves. They did the work.
we poured 100 by 40 foot area at one time. I actually mixed the cement by itself. We were here for about 25 hours.
In 1977, First Baptist of Harrison participated in the Billy Graham Crusade, connecting their local ministry to a larger movement of faith that was sweeping across the nation. But perhaps the most significant developments came in 1978. That 54-passenger van purchased 2 years earlier finally found its true purpose when the church launched an organized bus ministry, literally going out into the community to invite people to worship. The 1980s brought continued growth and community building. Church dinners became cherished traditions, bringing families together around tables that would host countless meals, conversations, and celebrations. These weren't just social gatherings, they were the threads that wove a community together.
This church also was where we had our daughter married, and we had a funeral for our 18-year-old son here. So those were sad times for us, and happy times too when she married. Mm-hmm. Yes, so we've been blessed so many times. The Lord has just given us so many blessings through the years. We praise His name for that.
My children were born after I came here. After we began our church, my children were both born here. They accepted the Lord in this church, was baptized in this church. So those are memories that can never be changed and can never take the place of anything.
For decades, the sounds of children filled these halls. Youth groups gathered for fellowship and service. Baseball teams represented their church in community leagues. Families grew up here, got married here, and raised their children here.
I mean, vacation Bible schools here were epic in the 90s. I'm talking like we were doing the songs and the motions and all the things, you know.
Yes. We were youth directors, and the association had rallies. Each month it was at a different church. And we had it here, and these pews were full. We put chairs in the aisle, and we had chairs in the vestibule. There were that many youth here.
So as our numbers declined, we were really feeling the pinch, and we were kind of looking for a pastor and a preacher, both. And so then that's when Austin came around and made us a deal, right?
Right.
And those longtime members aren't the only ones excited about Grace Church's future. From different generations and backgrounds, the sentiment is the same.
Some of the things we're looking forward to, we're really looking forward to meeting everybody at Grace Church. And also looking forward to coming back and getting back in this building.
I'm just so excited about the church now going to have children again. I'm just so praising the Lord that we're going to have children again, yes.
We think Austin is great, and we love that he lives here in the community, and he's involved in the community, and his little boy, Easton, goes to school here and stuff, so that's a big plus. And so, we welcome them and all that they're going to do here.
Church planting and pastoring was never something that I really had on my radar. I had a career mapped out, the Department of Corrections, and God just started taking us a different way. We got really plugged into the church that we were in. It was during that time that the Lord just kind of like made it very obvious. And I just had this passion and this excitement about church planting when we were there. And I was like, that's what I want to do. In February, we were approached by some of the leaders at Harrison Avenue, invited me to breakfast and just want to have a conversation about, hey, what would it look like for Grace Church and Harrison Avenue Baptist Church to come together into one church? He took that back to, I think it was their ministry leadership team here, had a few meetings with them, and then eventually they took a vote as a church to dissolve as Harrison Avenue Baptist Church and to be adopted by Grace Church.
I mean, there's a part of me that is just a little sad because it's something that has, it's just been Harrison Avenue Baptist Church has always been here in this building. And, the Lord obviously has a plan for everybody and has a plan for this church and this building and to reach people for him. So I am excited. I'm excited that the legacy can go on. It's a different name, but the legacy can go on.
I think one thing that's important to remember in all of this is the legacy of Harrison Avenue. Harrison Avenue Baptist Church did something that Grace Church hasn't done yet, and that is survive for an extended period of time. Like, there were people that started Harrison Avenue Baptist Church long before church planting was a popular trend and people were chasing it. But they did it because they wanted a church in this community to reach the community. And it lasted for 68 years. And it was that same mindset, that same focus on seeing people come to know Jesus, on reaching our community with the gospel, which is why I'm sitting here today.
What I look forward to is this church becoming a beacon in the community.
A lighthouse.
Again, like it used to be. I mean, people can say, well, oh, you go to Grace. That's a good church. But I want them to know that people from Grace Church are godly people.
Today, Grace Church stands at the threshold of a new chapter. The faithful remnant who kept the doors of Harrison Avenue Baptist Church open through the quiet years are about to see their prayers answered. The building that once echoed with children's laughter in the 1960s and 70s is being prepared to welcome new families. The programs are already taking shape. Mega sports camp, small groups, and new members classes. The community that Sandy Loring and Sandy Harth helped build over 30 years is ready to embrace Austin's vision for the future. Harrison Avenue Baptist Church isn't just changing its name, it's joining a new family, and in doing so, reclaiming its calling to be a bright, shining pillar in Harrison, a place where Christ's love isn't just preached, but lived out in everyday acts of kindness, service, and where everyone is welcome.
I'm just thankful to the Lord that we've had all those memories. I'm thankful to the Lord for the opportunity to serve Him in the way that we did, and being able to see people come to trust Him through the church, through the efforts that we put forth.
From a small group meeting in a town hall, cleaning up after Saturday night dances, to a thriving congregation, and to a faithful few keeping the vision alive, to now Grace Church. The foundation was laid by faithful hands decades ago. This vision was preserved by devoted hearts through the lean years, and now we believe the best days are truly ahead.
I think it's important for us as people who came in from Grace to have a certain respect and honor the legacy of the people of Harrison Avenue, and show a great deal of gratitude for their willing sacrifice to be adopted by us. Ultimately, the most important thing to remember is that these are people who, for decades, serve Jesus, and want to see that continue long into the future. And by the decisions that they've made, and their willingness to step into something new in this new season of life and be a part of Grace Church, the mission, I think, is going to be multiplied in what Grace Church is going to be able to do in the future.